Yo, welcome to the show. Come on in, come on in. It's your boy Big Dog here at Bucket Sports with my co-host, my dog here, Matt. How's it going, dog?
Doing pretty good, man. Excited for the episode. A lot going on, college football and the NFL, so I kind of couldn't wait to get here, get in the chairs, get on the mic, and kind of get going. How you been?
Been pretty good, man. You know, I've been good. Cowboys ain't been good. You know, we missed a week, so there was a week where I was good. You know, in between I went to the Pittsburgh game, whatever, but then, you know, I wish we would have talked last week because this week is not a good week to talk.
I mean, and it's funny, we were kind of talking about it here with our producer, and he kind of pointed out that Tyren is wearing the Mavericks hat, not the Cowboys hat today, so we know it's not necessarily the best week. Hopefully y'all get it going.
Yeah.
Before we get going, how was Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh was good. I'm actually still trying to get my voice back. So I flew out there. It was my first time in Pittsburgh.
Okay.
It was a decent, you know, little city. It's kind of, the people were cool. It's more of that, you know, blue-collar workers, kind of industrial type of city, I would say. I actually went to the game. A lot of people, well, the game got delayed. But before I even get to the game, I was there. I got there Friday, and I was able to stay and hang out and go explore the city first. I went up they call it the Incline. So it's like an old school thing. It's been around there for a long time. It just basically elevates you guys all the way up. You get to look over the city. And it's nice. They got a river that goes through the city. You can see the stadium there. It's kind of, some parts are like newer where they've kind of renovated. Yeah. Some parts are a little older where they kind of kept it the same. So it's kind of cool to kind of see, you know.
Kind of industrial, would you say?
Yeah, if you go a little out, so you take the tunnel. Once you go through a tunnel, that's how you arrive to downtown. You go through these little tunnels, and it's like, and then boom, you get in the city.
Yeah.
And some fun facts. I think you ever seen the Batman movie with Bane?
Yeah.
I think it was, you know, I think that some parts of that movie was recorded there and stuff. So it was cool. But once you get kind of to the outskirts, or when I was headed back to the airport, or to and from, I should say, the airport, I noticed there was a lot of buildings that were like, it seemed like a lot of, well, there's not that many steel mills. There's only one steel mill now. They're still there, but a lot of like blue-collar factory type buildings there.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I noticed. And yeah, it was cool. Went to the game, close game, crazy game. There was all these terrible towels, you know, hitting me in the face with them. Yeah. I was talking my shit. They was talking their shit back to me. I was talking more shit.
That's why you have the voice.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it came down to the last play of the game. Dak threw this ball to Tolbert in the corner of the end zone. He caught it, and I just remember I was actually up in the 500 levels. I was the only person not getting rained on, and I was in the 500s because I went with like a big group of dudes, like maybe 5-6 of us, and that's where we could find the best tickets. So we was all up there, or I guess cheapest tickets.
That's what I was
thinking. Best tickets, you know, cheapest tickets, which was still wasn't all that cheap, you know, but probably. Yeah, it was probably, it got delayed 2 hours. So it was up there. The rain came around. I was protected from the rain, and everyone was still yelling. It seemed like my area was where it was popular, like, because some people would, like, move back.
For sure. It's be covered up.
Yeah. But that's where, so I was, after he threw that pass in the end zone, I just remember walking, hitting my Brown up the stairs, and then they're like, that's not LeBron, it's the wrong team. Like, shut up. I know it don't matter. Got the
Let me be excited for
Yeah. That's Dak, that's not LeBron. I'm like, oh, you know, that was cool.
Able to get the win. Cool. Always more fun on that plane ride home with the win than the loss, especially with the horse.
My voice the next couple of days was done. I'm still trying to like get through it and get it back. But yeah, definitely good for sure. For sure.
Sounds like it was a good time. It was funny because I think it was like Friday. I was like, yo, where's Tyren? Like, Tyren here in Pittsburgh. I was like, he did mention that on the podcast, but I just didn't realize he was about to go that quickly. Yeah. He was about to be gone that soon. It's funny now, granted. We'll talk a little about the Cowboys in a little bit, but so that was an exciting day, and it seems like the Cowboys have been seeing a little bit down days since, and the dog days since then. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and start off with some college football. Last weekend was one of those weekends whenever, like, for a college football fan, you look at the lineup, maybe like Wednesday, Thursday, look at the lineup, goes, I'm probably not going to be doing too much movement on Saturday. Yeah. Because, I mean, you had Red River rivalry. You had, earlier on the game, you had South Carolina, Alabama, which we thought was going to be South Carolina was going to lose, especially in Tuscaloosa. That game was close. Yep. Then you had Ohio State, Oregon, which is what we're going to talk about here first. Then at the same time as that, you had LSU playing Ole Miss, which is a rivalry in itself in the SEC. I think at that time they both one-loss teams. And then you finally finish out that night with Colorado late at night. If you're on the East Coast, I think that game didn't start at like 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. But we're going to get started. Yeah. For Ohio State and Oregon, both going to this game undefeated. It was in Eugene. I think like if you look at that stadium, it's not like those SEC stadiums we see like 100,000. I think it seats like 60,000 or so, but it's loud.
Yeah.
Loud nonetheless. The Nike, everybody knows about that. Oregon, Ohio State. This was Ohio State's real true test. Their first true test of the year, I would say. And then they bought that big roster. The guys, a lot of top 100 players, a couple guys from Alabama, different schools. So okay, we got all y'all guys here for right now. They go on the road to Eugene. Do not catch the win. Oregon gets the win. Final score 32-31. Tyren, what'd you think about the game?
Man, the game was lit. Back and forth.
Yeah.
Pretty evenly matched game. I actually thought Ohio State has a better roster, and I thought they would actually win the game, but I was actually kind of shocked. Oregon, they were able to spread the ball around. Dylan Gabriel, he's a Heisman finalist now, or I shouldn't say finalist. He's probably, I'd say, right behind Ashton Jeanty for the Heisman consideration.
Definitely put him in the running.
Oh,
Definitely put him in the running.
I got a bet in for him to win the Heisman. Just put it in before the show, But yeah, it was cool. It was good to see. It was hard. It is a loud place to play. Oregon, it's not much going on there. They don't really have football team, so that is their football team.
Yeah.
It was good to see them spread the ball around, get everybody involved. They actually had some timely stops too on defense as well, but pretty much came down to whoever had the ball last until it didn't.
Dude.
Until it didn't, because, he put a Dak Prescott, hit the Dak slide, try to call timeout, or no timeouts left. And the savvy move, too, by Oregon, by doing the 12 men on the field on purpose. They're going to take that rule out of the game now. But
they just got to finalize. They just got to finalize today. Yeah, I was sitting there. I think it was on Instagram or something like that. I saw like ESPN posted. They saw that. They're like, that was crafty, but we can't let it happen again. So I guess the NCAA Rules Committee got in, had probably a meeting out there in Indianapolis. It was like, we got to get that squared away. But
implement that mid-year?
I'm 99% sure. We're gonna have to do our notes. Yeah. We're gonna have to do our research here. But
that's tight. NFL, they always have to wait. They have to go to the committee board, talk about it, vote on it. Yeah. That's good. I was able to do that. That's why he shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah.
Be like, what? 12 men on the field? Oh, I guess they did. Okay. I guess they did take down about 6 seconds left, and he did. I didn't even think about that. That's why he should have just never said nothing. But now he gave it away.
And then now all the other coaches who were probably working all day on Monday, okay, we got to implement all these different types of situations just to get for situation football.
Yeah.
And they're like, we get it out of there.
Yeah.
But, man. So I did some research on it. I think it was like 7 lead changes in that game. And the thing about Oregon that was kind of interesting, because when you first started the season, you're like, okay, Oregon, Ohio State, okay, cool. Then Oregon almost loses to I think it was Boise State. It was a close game. It was real shaky for them against Idaho. So you're like, there's no way they go out here and compete against Ohio State. Maybe they compete, but they definitely don't come off with the win, especially, like I said, with that bought roster Ohio State have.
Mm-hmm.
But they were able to get it done, man. And the thing that was weird, Ohio State receivers actually played well. I want to say the freshman had like 90. I think he had 100 yards receiving and like 8 or 7 catches. Emeka Egbuka had like 94 yards receiving, but he had a touchdown if I'm not mistaken. But they played well. But I think one thing that was really kind of surprising was we know that Dylan Gabriel came from Oklahoma for games like this. That's why they recruited him to become there. But you didn't know that he was able to air it out like that. And Ohio State usually have pretty decent defensive backs. It was just I'm trying to think of my guy's name, Denzel. He's the cornerback number 10 for Ohio State. He's actually from Arizona, to be specific.
I know he's from Arizona.
He's from is it Denzel Burke?
It was Denzel Burke, because that boy was getting roasted all game long. I know that for sure. He couldn't hold nobody.
His receiver went crazy.
Yeah.
And the thing was, it kept being, he was the one kind of trailing the receiver after the play. And it's and I think last year he thought about going to the draft, thought about leaving early. I'm going to come back, wanted to win the championship like a lot of guys. Ohio State couldn't beat Michigan. Yeah. So I want to beat Michigan, get to a national championship at some point. And this game just kind of put you on, and a lot of scouts there.
Oh, for sure. It was bad. I mean, I call him Denzel Burke just for that game. He actually was a pretty good player. His last name was, I believe, Denzel Burke.
Okay.
But just had a bad night. It was on both sides. It was killing him on both sides of the field. And it just tough game for now. I have a good game on, because it is on scouts there. It is a big game. But I'm sure he'll probably bounce back. It was just, Oregon got you a lot of speed, and they spread you out, and they get you the ball, to all their guys evenly, and it was tough to lose that game, especially for if you consider Oregon. They missed I don't know how many field goals they weren't able to get. There was the beginning of the game. There was an interception that they didn't call interception, so Ohio State was able to get away with it.
Yeah,
and still get on the first drive on the touchdown. Just kind of a game that they was able to win, even though I would say I thought that they were going to have to overcome. They weren't going to be able to overcome all the plays in the game to win the game, but at the end, they was able to get it done.
And I'll tell you this, too. Did you see the strip, Quinshon Judkins, the running back for Ohio State, the one that came from Ole Miss?
Yeah.
He's running, the defensive tackle breaks the line of scrimmage early. Very rarely do you see the defensive lineman literally take the ball from the running back.
Call that the Davion Clowney move.
Yeah.
He went through that.
Yeah.
He popped dude, took the ball from him. That's the last time I seen that.
They call it the hit heard around the world. Yeah, so crazy to see that. But as far as the stat line, Will Howard, first time on a really big stage here. He didn't have a bad game. 28 for 35, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. Travion Henderson, which is the running back, I think he's like a junior senior this year at Ohio State, the one that's been there for a while. He was really explosive. He's real fast. 10 carries, 87 yards. Yep. Judkins has one with the touchdown. And to confirm, Jeremiah Smith did have 100 yards, 9 receptions, 100 yards. That's a freshman phenom. And then Emeka Egbuka had 10 catches for 93 yards. So I was listening to Urban Meyer talk about it a little bit. He was kind of saying, he was like, look, for Ohio State, I think one of the other commentators were saying it too. It's like, you didn't win that game, and unfortunately you keep not winning the big game, right? You lose to Michigan, you lose to Georgia in the playoff, you lose this one, you keep losing the big game. But it's like, I'm not going to say I'll take that loss, but it's like, that was a good game. We see them again, we probably win the next one.
Right.
So, interesting to see what happens there. I was kind of taking a look here at the schedule. It looks like Ohio State has Nebraska, but they might have a bye this week. Yeah, I think they have a bye because it's the 26th. They play Nebraska, so they'll go play Dylan Raiola, who at one point was committed to Ohio State.
Yep.
And then Oregon, who does Oregon dancing with next?
Somebody that ain't good, and hopefully I need my stock to keep going up because I did again. Dylan Gabriel, I got him from our Heisman watch. I got him on Heisman bets. I got him on another parlay, actually.
Yep.
For a bet, so I need him to keep going. But I think, I'm not sure who they play.
They got Purdue.
Purdue, yeah.
On Friday night, this Friday.
It should be a dub.
Yeah.
No, don't even play around with him. Matter of fact, Gabriel, if you're listening, I need give me about 400. I like the way he took off. One day he pulled it and took off running on those boys, too. I'll take one of the 400, so 3 touchdowns, 400. And maybe one on the ground too.
You trying to hit this parlay?
Yeah, I'm trying to get paid.
This is like whenever you watch somebody who plays fantasy football. It's like I'm looking for the stat line. I need you to go crazy because I need you to get at least every many yards or points or whatever have you.
Yeah, I'm going for situations. So I need stats.
No, this game is going to be. Is it at Purdue? Is it at Purdue? Any chance that Oregon's too excited? We've seen them struggle against smaller teams already this year. Is there any chance they're too excited? They go on the road to Purdue. And they lay an egg. Any shot?
No shot. Not that game, but they do have a game coming up where they do go. Well, Michigan, they're not maybe what they were last year, but the Michigan game on the road, that's going to bother me there. They could struggle there on the road, going to probably cold weather.
Yeah, in Ann Arbor.
In Ann Arbor. I mean, not that they're not a good cold weather team. It's just that there's that time zone change. It's one thing. Remember, Ohio State came to them and they talked about how that's going to be a little bit time change. But going to Michigan, going to Ann Arbor, I'm a little scared about that one. But for Purdue, I don't want to hear it. Get the dub.
Get the dub on a Friday night. Get on back. Get a long weekend.
I don't want to hear it. That should be no problem.
You talk about that time change. They talk about that with Penn State and Southern Cal. It's like Penn State last week had to go to Southern Cal. I think they barely won that game, if I'm not mistaken. The players tried to plant the flag in the middle of Southern Cal field. James Franklin wasn't having that.
Yeah. And then Texas did that too with Baker Mayfield's jersey, planting the flag.
There you go.
But, we deserved to win.
Part of the plan.
Yeah, we knew we was going to win that. We deserved to win that.
Part of the game. So we're going to move to the SEC here. South Carolina, Alabama. Alabama, I think, was up 2 scores at one point in this game. If I'm not mistaken, up 2 scores in one game. South Carolina just kind of hung in there. Thought they were going to come out with the win. You had onside kicks going on in this game. You had, I can't think of the guy's name, the receiver from South Carolina. A lot of people play with him on NCAA because he's real tall, real fast. I think he qualifies for the Olympics. What's my guy's name here? I'm thinking of it. I cannot think of it right now. Yeah, Nick Harbor. He's like 6'5", like 200 pounds. He has the great catch towards the end of the game. In South Carolina, and they get a chance at the end of the game. They get the onside kick, which is super rare. And it was weird because I think the punter for South Carolina was doing the onside kick, so he like drop kicked it instead of kicking it off the ground. They get the onside kick. Lenore Sellers wasn't able to. They got the ball, was driving down the field, and Norris Sellers threw interception in the game to the guy who was a Southern Cal transfer. He was down at Alabama. Alabama escapes. Do you think this is the same Alabama program? Is it a different program? What do you think?
I don't think that they are the same program with Saban.
Okay.
But even when he was there, they used to just come out and just blow everybody out the water, win by 30, win by 40. Just be, South Carolina usually could never even be in the same room, as with Alabama. But, now they have to play more mistake-free football. They actually have to finish drives and end games because they used to just be able to get a lead on the defense and just run through dudes. Not quite the same anymore. They need to play turnover-free football. Basically, they need to start the game. Finish the game the same way they start the game.
Yeah.
And if they don't do that, you could run into a situation where you really could have lost the game. But South Carolina really could have beat them.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people were sitting there watching this game like, oh my, South Carolina's about to go to Tuscaloosa, right? And like I said, you lose to Vanderbilt the week before if you're Alabama. So you're like, there's no way we do not have these players' attention. Like, look, we're slipping here.
Right.
And especially because nowadays, obviously, the talent's kind of distributed everywhere because, whoever can pay the guys. Now, that guy might end up at South Carolina now. But then to go and almost lose to South Carolina and Tuscaloosa, I think if you're Nick Saban, you're kind of like, yo, my legacy is solidified. I have nothing to worry about.
But they lose that game, man, I don't think they make the playoffs. I mean, because Mizzou might take over the spot because, Texas, we're going to be in that thing for the SEC. It would be Mizzou.
I keep forgetting that.
The SEC championship, they lose something like that. That's going to really put a dagger in them trying to make trying to make the playoffs. I don't even think they go to the SEC championship because I don't know if Mizzou. I have to look at their schedule. Mizzou probably meet Texas in the championship at that point, depending on how they win and lose and finish out the rest of the season.
And it's crazy because, let's say Alabama lose that game. Luckily, like I said, for them, they got able to get the win. Some South Carolina fans was heartbroken because some South Carolina fans took that trip to Tuscaloosa, not really expecting to win, especially after what happened last week, but thought for a second, we got one. Yeah. And then you lose that game. But then it don't get easier for Alabama. They got Tennessee this week. Yeah. Tennessee's really good defense. Offense is good. Their quarterback, I tell you about Nico. Southern California quarterbacks always going to be something to look at. So, and I don't know, is that game in Tuscaloosa or is that game in Alabama? I mean, is that game in Tennessee? That game's at Tennessee.
Yes, going to not.
Yes, that game's in Knoxville.
Going to Knoxville.
Yeah, Alabama, Tennessee this weekend. Quick money line. Who you got?
Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee.
I'm taking Tennessee there. I was just going off a home team. If it was in Alabama, I'd actually go Alabama. I'm going to go Tennessee. Alabama just keep flirting with these close losses, flirting with the close losses. I think Tennessee beats them. It's going to be rocking in there.
Yeah. I hate it's not a night game. Apparently, it starts at 12:30, so that means East Coast at 3:30 games. I wish that was a night game.
Oh, yeah.
With them black,
they wish they could flex it. NFL, they just go ahead and put the flex, whatever the best game is, y'all playing later now.
I don't care what that schedule say. You playing late. You ready for it. Yeah, that's going to be – so you got Tennessee in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to go Tennessee. Should be an entertaining game, fun to watch. Could be some back and forth, kind of similar to the Ohio State Oregon game.
Yeah.
I would say every key stop or key turnover is going to probably make or break that game.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to take Tennessee there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what's the line? I'm a betting man.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what the line is, but if I had to guess without even looking,
close your eyes.
-2.5. Tennessee,
is
maybe?
That tight?
That's a guess. That's a guess.
I definitely think, especially with Tennessee being at home, I think they have Tennessee with getting the win or with points. I'm going Alabama in this one. I feel like Alabama hopefully gets it together this week in practice. I don't know what's been going on in practice, but they're like, y'all, we're getting close. And the thing about this playoff, although it's it's a 12 team, so you do have a little bit more, you have a little more space, I guess, to lose. It's like once you get that first loss, even this 12-team playoff, it's like, y'all understand that if we lose another game, we're probably out.
Yep.
Right, it's not like this thing where it's like, okay, we can probably lose 2, maybe 3 games. No. That second loss might kick you out. And, these guys are nowadays entering free agency. They're redshirting in the middle of the season. So I feel like what you're going to start seeing is guys, okay, we're not in the playoff anymore. I went to this school because they're giving me money and because I had a chance to go to the playoff. Now that I'm not getting the playoff, I'm going to go ahead and start redshirting. I'm getting up out of here. Y'all do whatever y'all got to do. I hope the backup here is ready to go because he's playing, and I'm going to get ready because I think we saw that happen. I think it was a guy in Washington, one of the linebackers. We saw the guy happen at Las Vegas, right? In the University of Las Vegas, quarterback.
Yep, head out.
Yep, red shirt, or however you want to say it. I'm done playing here. Here go your uniforms, and I'll be playing next year at the highest bidder. I'm talking to my agent. So it's going to be interesting to watch. That'll be one of the big SEC matchups for this week. What you got?
And I'm just checking my facts here. I was wrong. It's actually -2.5 Alabama. Oh, it may make me change my mind a little bit. No, I'll take +2.5. I'll take Tennessee +2.5.
Vols.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be interesting. You know, sometimes whenever Tennessee plays these big matchups, a lot of the country will be paying attention to this one. Sometimes they'll have, like, Peyton Manning do something at the game, maybe have a voice over the stadium.
Get them hype.
Yeah, Inky Johnson. So we'll see what they decide to do with that one. Want to keep going to the Red River rivalry. It's weird to say we're going to stay in the SEC. We're talking about Texas and Oklahoma. Because it was weird. If you look at the ESPN coverage and stuff, it's like this is now ESPN ABC territory. And we're talking about the Red River rivalry, not about, like, the Big 12. But it's SEC football. Your Longhorns, it looks like Quinn Ewers started off a little slow.
Yeah,
what do you think?
Definitely slow. He can maybe say there's a little bit of rust there. Definitely didn't have his best game. I'm happy for Texas to get the dub, but it was almost Oklahoma just not ready. They had all their guys out.
Yeah.
So we was able to just go out there and win that without really breaking a sweat. Defense took over. Wasn't really that competitive. And like I said, Quinn didn't really start that great. I was hoping to see Arch come in the game once we got up by 5 scores, and they still didn't put Arch in. But it was a comfortable, easy win. OU didn't want no smoke at all. Matter of fact, they were so sorry. We actually went and got Baker's jersey and put that out there because that was the last time.
It was competitive.
It's been some competitive. There's been some competitors in between that, but Baker, we wouldn't even worry about the current OU team. We went back and grabbed the Baker, put that on there, and then stabbed that thing.
I think they had that quarterback they had there. Was he a freshman for Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
I think he played like high school ball, not too far from the stadium where they played the game out there. He's a Dallas guy.
Yeah, he's from Texas for sure. They talked about him a lot during the game.
Yeah.
It looks like he wanted to be a guy that kind of uses his legs, makes some throws. I didn't see him take much downfield shots, so I don't know if that was, trying to simplify the game plan for him or what. But
once again, Dylan Gabriel, the guy who was taking the long shots at Oregon, that was the guy at Oklahoma last year.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought that he went to Oregon because they threw more of a quick attack, whereas, Oklahoma might be a little more traditional. But I guess he worked on it in the offseason, or he just was kind of had a point to prove to show it off in the game. He could air it out. But, yeah, I kind of noticed that. It's funny. You see that game. I feel like a lot of people remember whenever we first got word of Caleb Williams. Obviously, he was a top-ranked recruit. But in that Texas-Oklahoma game a couple years back, right, is that when he made his big emergence coming in the game and helping? Did they end up beating y'all, or did they keep it close?
Last year?
No, when Caleb Williams came in as...
We lost that game, sir.
Y'all lost that game. So, yeah, he came in the game because Spencer Rattler...
What's up, man?
Because Spencer Rattler was struggling?
Yep, Caleb came off the bench and kind of emerged as became the person he is now because he was a bunch of came back, brought the OU back from the behind win. And I think, was they down? I think they was down, brought them back and won the game. And all of a sudden... Caleb Williams,
next thing you know, he's going to the Heisman Trophy, first pick in the draft, and obviously playing on Sunday. So, like I said, the final score of this game was 34-3. Quinn Ewers 20 for 29, which doesn't look as, like I said, he just missed some deep throws earlier in the game. The guys were kind of wide open. 20 29, 199 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Running back. Wisner had 13 carries, 118 yards. That's a heck of a day for running back. That's basically averaging 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, him and we have another running back, Blue, as well. Both, two running back attack. It was pretty easy though. Oklahoma was so, overmatched. Outmatched in that game. I really ought to just really brag, and I guess I will because it feels good to be Oklahoma. So I'm happy about that, but. It was a game we could really do whatever we wanted to do, and that's even with Quinn playing.
It's crazy because I think before the season, Tigers are the only people I know. Obviously, I'm not around here in Arizona. I was surrounded by Texas fans, but it's like you're kind of holding true to Texas. Doing the horns up, whatever. I'm like, and then you see the season not playing. I was like, Texas is probably one of the best teams in college football between them, Oregon, Ohio State. I might be missing somebody here in my thoughts, but. That's one of the top teams in the country, kind of fully built, got receivers, a defensive line, offensive line, linebackers, everything you need, have a successful year.
Yep.
Y'all play Georgia this week.
Yes, sir.
Y'all played Georgia. I'm thinking of the times. We're the different time zones.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming you got y'all winning.
Of course. And I tell you what, that little ass dog that they be trying to bring, that little bulldog.
Yeah.
It's that last time that bulldog came over there with Bevo.
Yeah.
Tried to run up on, and my dog Bevo got to getting into him. We bringing that same energy. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a bet in for that too. Make sure I add that to my list. Texas spanking Georgia.
I'm trying to see, where's that game at?
It's not going to be a spanking. More like maybe about like 7-8. But yeah, it's going to be
in Austin.
In Austin, Texas, yes, sir.
In Austin. So you have the battle between Nick Saban's assistants, Kirby Smart. And I don't want to throw them down like that, like these are not their own guys. But you got obviously Kirby Smart, and you got your guy out there, battle the assistants. Nick Saban, now he's not coach. He would sit there and watch this game and be like, I bet I know what Stark's going to do here. Or I bet I know what Kirby's going to do there and watch it play out. To pick Georgia going into Texas, that's tough.
Yeah.
Going in, it'd be one thing if that game was in between the hedges, but that game's going to be in Austin. There are going to be some stars all over the place. Once again, scouts be all around for that game.
Mm-hmm.
I got y'all winning by 7.
I said we're going to blow them out. I'm actually probably not going to blow them out. I'm actually a little nervous that Georgia's going to come out with their backs against the wall.
For sure.
And we're going to come out a little slow, a little sluggish. I do like that we're going to be at home, but I'm a little nervous that we're not going to come out with the same type of, energy that we're going to need to be used to.
Yeah.
Or I should say, the same type of energy that we get when, every time Archie gets in the game, everybody really hyped.
Yeah.
So I need Quinn to have that same fire energy come out. It start kind of slow with the easy passes. Then he's a pretty good downfield thrower.
Yeah.
Hit him over the top with some plays. Gunner him, our tight end. Bond, our receiver. Hit it to the running backs. Let's get this thing moving, get the dub. But I don't even know the line. If I have to guess what the line is, I'm guessing it's Texas 6.5.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we cover that.
I'm going to guess. I'm going to say, too, in this game, the margin of error is not going to be as wide. Like, you can't, in that last game, you can't mess up a little bit, start off slow, whatever. You can't start off slow against Georgia. And the thing is, even if you do kind of start burying Georgia, which I don't think is going to happen, Georgia can come back. You saw they did against Alabama. I thought Kirby Smart was going to be suspended from this game. Did you see what happened last week where we kind of pushed? I guess it was kind of fired up at the time. He pushed the Mississippi State quarterback on the sideline. Oh, yeah. A lot of people were sitting there wondering, because a lot of people felt like that was at least worth being suspended for maybe a half or something like that. Georgia, Georgia, they push everything to the side. It's all about ball. We're not going to do all that suspending. If we do, we're going to get that out of the way early in the season. But for Georgia has one loss already on the season, right? Yep. They lost to, was it Kentucky?
They lost to Bama.
Yeah, I'm tripping. Yeah, you're right. They lost to Bama. I think they had a close game against Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. They lost to Bama. So once again, you don't want to, although this would be a quality loss in Texas, you don't want to get 2 losses early in the season.
Yeah, it's another team. Another loss would definitely hurt them. Another loss for Alabama. And then it would be looking at a situation between, and then, of course, Missouri still has to play Bama.
Yeah.
So you'd be looking at which potentially 2-loss team would make it to the SEC championship to play Texas, who's already going no matter what.
Which is a lot.
Yeah, which is a lock.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, be tough for Georgia to take this loss, but, hey, coming with the Longhorns, we get down to Austin.
You gotta get you some Texas gear.
Oh,
that's a big deal.
That's what I should have. I probably should have brought. I'm rocking the Mavericks hat today. I should have probably brought the Texas Longhorn hat.
Because you're still repping the state, and it's a little bit more. You got to use. What's going on.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll get that Horns hat. Matter of fact, I think I got a couple of them. I can rotate with.
You can muster something up there.
Yeah, I got a couple different Texas Longhorn options I can wear.
So we'll see what happens with Tyren and his gear. Move forward in the SEC. I think it's the last SEC topic for today. Very SEC warranted. Now that, obviously we know Tyren's from Texas, and so now that almost all of their schools are in Texas now, at least the big ones for the A&M, Texas, and all that. He's an SEC guy. I'm from South Carolina, so I'm an SEC guy myself. Ole Miss, LSU. We were talking about 2-loss SEC teams. Ole Miss gets their second loss on the year. It's like they had so much hype going this year. A lot of people are thinking Lane Kiffin. This is his year. He makes it a playoff, even at Ole Miss. Now they're 5-2 after losing to LSU in Death Valley, 29-26. First of all, Death Valley. You got to differentiate. Clemson's also Death Valley, but that Death Valley in Baton Rouge is rocking.
Yep.
You saw the stars. Odell Beckham was there. Shaq was there. Justin Jefferson was there. I was like, wait, does Justin not have a game tomorrow? I was like, do the Dolphins not play tomorrow? Does Odell not have to worry about playing? But it was rocking. Like I said, a lot of hype. Jackson Dart. I thought I always thought he was a California quarterback, but he's actually from Utah. But he looks like a California guy. I think he started his career at Southern Cal, ended up transferring to Ole Miss. But there's so much hype going into the year. I think they have one of the best receivers in the country out there at Ole Miss. And they just weren't able to get done. LSU just finds a way to win.
Yeah.
South Carolina, they felt like they were going to lose that game. They just find a way to win. And Lacey's doing all the dances on TikTok, YouTube, and all that, and he's going to keep dancing. And they just keep on winning. So what you think about LSU getting the win there in Death Valley?
Sometimes these games, when it's tight, sometimes it's just better to be the home team. The home team always kind of finds a way to pull it out. You got the crowd. It's a high environment. It's a high energy environment, and I think that's all kind of the difference. And the play calling, the headset you can't quite hear.
Yeah.
It's just so loud. It's really tough to go in someplace like that, big program, get a win. And to me, to be honest, I really think that's especially in college football, it's really the difference between winning and losing a tight game.
Yeah.
Are you at home or are you not at home?
They usually say it's because the game comes down to a couple plays, right? So it's like all these plays are going on, this, that, and the third. What usually is in the South Carolina game is the exchange. Northside does the read option. He fumbles it. You work that all day in practice as a quarterback, especially nowadays where everybody does the read option. You don't see as many pro-style schemes. But that read option mess you up. The ball's on the ground, and that ends up being, not to say the play that cost you, but that might be the play to put the other team back in the game. Garrett, the quarterback for LSU, went 22 for 51. That's a lot of throws.
Yeah, he was throwing the ball a lot. Kyron Lacey is a great receiver, but that's a lot of times throw the ball.
Yeah.
And Jackson probably threw it himself at least 40 times himself as well.
42, you're right.
Yeah, so he's throwing the ball a lot to Caden, is his name right? Caden Lee?
Caden Lee, yep. Caden Lee, 9 receptions, 132 yards. Yep. Kyron Lacey, 5 receptions, 111 yards. It was funny. I was actually talking to the guy who's working at a job. He's talking to Fresno. And I was like, yo, Fresno. I was like, y'all need to get the tight end. Because one thing I noticed about LSU, when that tight end gets involved and Kyron Lacey gets involved, they get going. Next play, got Kyron Lacey involved in the game. They're dancing and stuff after the game. They always, they've kind of, remember they had to get the GAT. They kind of got their own thing going now this year. And TikTok is going crazy with it. So
they love to do all the little shoots, the little.
I was going to say something. I don't think we should say it on YouTube. But they get it going. They get it going out there in LSU. Yeah. And it seems like, it's Louisiana. They got kind of like the dancing culture. Then they got Boosie playing. First of all, they got the light show going on. That's the new thing, too, which is crazy, which is wild. But they got Boosie playing in the stadium. And a lot of times, who's what's my guy, pitcher for the Pirates right now?
Paul Skeens
is there. Livy's there. Everybody's in the building. The basketball player, the women's basketball team is there. Excited at times to be at LSU. I always say I want to go out. You've been to
never to an LSU game.
Yeah.
That would be another fun one to go to.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll probably put that. I feel like next year they might play Texas, so I might have to go with that one.
Because they are in conference.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about last time Texas played LSU.
Yeah, that'd probably be a crazy game to go to. That sounds like a fun one.
And the thing is, if you think about it, y'all, it's not like y'all can be like, okay, so Quinn Lee's who we got? It's Arch. We will be absolutely between Arch.
Yes, sir.
Got good weapons now. If we need to, we can go get some more guys out the portal if necessary.
Right.
So we're gonna be straight regardless. So big win right there for LSU. They won another one of these teams on that one-loss bubble. So it's survival.
Yeah, it's tough. Anybody I don't even know how they're gonna divide that up.
Yeah.
Between all the teams that could have potential. If they were to get a second loss.
Yeah.
I don't know how they would divide it up. But I would say I don't know how LSU's schedule is for the remainder of the year. But I mean, I would say whoever has if they all have 2 losses, I don't know. They probably go whoever's loss was the best. I guess I can determine it. I don't know.
And it's gonna be tricky too because, like, with that being said, now the season's just longer. It's 12-team playoff. So, like, you get to the playoffs, you still got 3 more games. Mm-hmm. And the SEC guys specifically, I mean, the other conferences are good too, especially Big Ten. But you're going to be done beat yourself up so bad in the regular season, and you got 3 more to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be weird too because with coaches getting fired, but you're in the playoff, and let's say you want to hire an offensive coordinator that's in the playoff. Now you're not going to get him to maybe January, February. He done missed his whole recruiting class.
Yeah.
And now they at the portal. It's going to be crazy. Excited to watch it. Got to keep it's funny, y'all. We're talking right now about college. We actually do have to talk about NFL. And a lot of stuff has happened in the NFL. Yep. So there's a lot to get to. So we're going to keep swimming through it. Colorado. I thought every single week Colorado plays an instant classic.
Yeah.
If I was Fox or ESPN, I know they do like the little draft for who gets what game and stuff. I'd be fighting every week for Colorado.
Yeah.
They're in another instinct. I don't even know how like I said, you remember back in the day if you were watching ESPN Classic and it'd be like an ESPN Classic game, they would play like, 3 years later, 5 years later, 10 years later, however, every single week, Colorado, I thought they had the game won.
Really?
I think within it was like with 2 minutes left to go, they had the lead.
Yeah.
Shedeur done his drive. It was good. It was for the win. Dion has said it. Ashalo didn't have his best performance.
No, he got his legs broke off.
That was rough. And that was his first game back.
Stanky leg.
And I was thinking this. when you got a running back that's been playing all season that's in his groove completely, and you got a safety that's a headhunter, but that means you're probably overly aggressive, and they match up. As y'all see Tyren dancing.
Yeah, he gave him the.
Now I will give you this though. If you're UCF, if you're Colorado, Shedeur Sanders had some of his top guys. Obviously, you had Travis Hunter go down. You had Jimmy Horn go down. And the crazy thing about them, and I kept telling people all the time, it's like, they're not going to struggle at receiver. Not at Colorado. They're going to get them boys from Florida. Them boys can play receiver. It seems like they grow up running routes like from the age of 2. They know that slant before they get to kindergarten for sure. And these boys, so right now, like I said, Travis Hunter went out. He is playing this week in Tucson. He went out. Jimmy Horn went down. Omarion Miller get out there. I think he had 8 catches for 145 yards?
Yep.
He's the one who went off against Southern Cal last year. Almost had them brought him back close to the game. I think it was Southern Cal. Will Shepard, the transfer from Vandy, 5 catches, 83 yards. So it's really the next man up. And LeJontay Wester was one of the best players of Florida Atlantic history, whatever, and he come over there. So even when you got Jimmy Horn and you got Travis Hunter don't play, Shedeur's like, all right, y'all ready? Hey, we done did this 100,000 times. They can still go. They weren't able to pull out the win. Like I said, Jimmy is playing this week. I had to listen to the interview. Jimmy playing this week. Travis playing this week. But Omarion Miller, I think he messed up his ankle. He had surgery this week, so he's done for the year. But me and Tyren will be in the building.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be in the building in Tucson.
Yep, be in there. Hey, if you got some good recommendations for some Mexican spots,
hit
me up. I like to eat that.
Yep. What's your underscore?
What's that?
What's your underscore? Instagram underscore.
Underscore.
Just I'm thinking about underscore. That's what I said. What's your at or whatever?
Oh, my handle?
The handle. That's the one.
I'm Priceless Dog. Hit me up. I am Priceless. D-O-G. Hit me up right there. Send all the stuff over. I'm always looking for something to eat. Also, we will kick it. Good time, drinks. Whatever the city like to turn up to. I'm trying to go there.
Wherever the move is, that's what I'm trying to be at.
Wherever city turning up at, I'm trying to be at.
You think, all right, so what you think? Now, Travis, like I said, Travis is playing this week. He messed up his shoulder, but he's good to go. Arizona's got that one dynamic receiver. I think this dude had 300 yards receiving in the first game of the season, which kind of put a lot of people on their radar because everybody's like, who is this guy? You think Colorado gets the win in Tucson, or what you think?
I really want them to win just because, I'm with Dion, I'm with the crew.
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see them go up and get an away win in Tucson, but I'm a little nervous about it. I wouldn't bet it. Actually,
yeah,
it's too nervous for me to bet. I could see Arizona winning the game, pulling it out. Not that they're just like this world beater team, but sometimes, man, Colorado, they have enough guys, and they're always with Dion gonna have guys on the outside or guys that want to play corner because they're cachet school. They like the flashiness. They can always go to Florida and get dudes who love to just be flamboyant, come play, talk, celebrate. They're gonna always get the flash.
You got to dance.
It's just sometimes the grass in the trenches. It's gonna be hard for them to continually get over and over again over the other schools. The Ohio States and the Alabamas and the Texases. It's gonna be tough for them to recruit the best big fellas over some of the bigger schools. And I think I can see Shedeur having a good passing game again. Back and forth, could be a high scoring game. So I don't know if they're going to actually get it done, but I'm rooting for them, though.
Game is definitely going to be one of the trenches. I think Colorado went back. They had a great week running the ball against UCF. This week they had a terrible day running the ball. Terrible. Yeah. They be negative yards as far as in the rushing category. But so I'm excited for that one. Like you said, definitely will be in the trenches. We consistently keep seeing the teams that are able to have a great defensive line give Colorado a lot of problems. They do so much 10 personnel, in case you don't know. 4 receivers out there, and just tell Shedeur back up and throw the ball, and let's just make this thing work. So be interesting to see. Like I said, they'll have those receivers, though. They always have those, but them trenches. All right, let's go ahead and get to the end. Y'all know I'm a big college football fan, so I usually don't kind of throw college football out the way like this. But I told Tyren, I think it was Tuesday, I said, Tyren, I'm excited about this NFL stuff. Y'all know Tyren is the bigger NFL guy, but I watch it as well, but he's bigger on it. Start off the week, Monday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
Bills versus Jets. I was like, let me watch this game. Sometimes I watch Monday Night Football a lot, sometimes I get the chance to. Bills get the win, 23-20, but I watched it. I said, this is what people talk about with Aaron Rodgers. I was talking to Tyren about this. The way that dude throws the ball, it's like he throws the ball with his body. And so it looks effortless. Like most guys, they strong arm the ball. Not.
Well, he uses wrist flick. It's just a flick of the wrist.
Yeah.
There's a lot of his passes, his whole career been basically to see it. You throw that flick of the wrist and just ball hit you right there every time. At least that's when it's prime.
Yeah.
That's what it was doing. Now, he's I think it's he hasn't necessarily lost throwing ability, but he is coming off the Achilles injury.
Definitely.
So he kind of just, it's not necessarily just as effortless as it usually is.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes you see a couple balls misplaced, underthrows, and so it's not as effortless as it was when he was in his prime, but it's still one of the best throws the game's ever seen.
Yeah, you watch him play the quarterback position, like that just looks different. That just looks a little different. Like all the follow throughs look like a perfect camera shot. It's like it's all right every single time. Yeah. But like I said, so the Bills were able to get the win, but we're gonna translate this into something. So you're watching the game. Spent some time at Clemson University. Mm-hmm. So and I was there when they won the national championship. So Mike Williams was there. Mike Williams at Clemson at the time. So you see the little pass. And we already hear Devontae Adams. There's been talks. Deshaun Jackson literally said it. He was like, yo, Devontae Smith is unhappy. And everybody kind of came at him like, you don't know that information, stuff like. And Deshaun Jackson was like.
Oh, you mean Adams, Devontae Adams.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, that's what I was going to say. And Deshaun Jackson's like, I know what it looks like for a receiver's unhappy. I'll play at a high level. Cool. So anyway, you're watching the game. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers throwing the ball, sometimes getting the ball in such tight slots. Like, how do he do that? And then at one point, it's like a blitz, all-out blitz comes. And Aaron Rodgers drops back for a quick second, owes it to Mike Williams. Mike Williams comes out, drops the ball. It's like, you can tell, he's like, okay, happens to the best of them, but cool. Later on in the game, he throws a deep ball, almost towards the end of the game here, when they're fighting for a chance to win. And it's incompletion, it's interception, as a matter of fact, right there. That gets intercepted. Aaron Rodgers, after the game, says Mike Williams is supposed to be on, at where he's supposed to be at, kind of places the blame on him.
Yeah.
By the next morning for 10 a.m., Devontae Adams has been I feel like Aaron Rodgers went in that locker room, sat there for a second. Get Devontae. Devontae. Devontae Smith. I think they said Devontae was in the building within 15 minutes of this. What did you think about the move? So now, just to be clear, Devontae Adams. I keep Devontae Smith. I don't know why I keep saying that. Yeah. Devontae Adams is now officially a New York Jet, rejoining his teammate Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. I think it's good. Aaron Rodgers doesn't really like to throw the guys he doesn't trust.
Okay.
And you really need to be on the same page with him because he does a lot of checks to the line of scrimmage. He also does a lot of dummy counts. And he does on that particular play he was talking about with Mike Williams, he says, I was moving the safety with my eyes, and I was going to no-look it to a spot. But, he's moving the safety, and he notices Mike Williams is not running on the red line. The red line is like 5 yards away from the sideline. It's on the other side of the numbers, going up the sideline to keep him away from the safety in the corner. Rodgers is going to, he says, drift the corner safety this way. He noticed Lazard put his hand up, and he's going to no-look it to a spot. And then when he wasn't there, he still tried to give him a ball, he says, that would still be catchable. But he kind of threw one of the bus. So he just ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
Which, I do believe, I think, threw a bad pass, and he probably ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
But with Devontae, I don't know, man. They click. If I was Devontae Adams on the same route, it's a completion.
Yeah.
Whether it's underbone ball or if he's the same spot, somehow that just gets completed. So I think it'll definitely help them. Although I'm interested to see if it'll just be faster because his progressions need to come a lot faster because the O-line is still not that good.
Yeah, it's all terrible.
He needs the time to be able to pass the ball. So if Devontae Adams maybe gets off the line quicker than Mike Williams, he can just get the ball in his hands quick. Also, Wilson's there as well. Get the ball over to him quickly. But, definitely I don't think it'll hurt the Jets by any means. So, I'm definitely interested to see how much it helps them as they go forward.
And the Jets play the Steelers on Sunday? I think it's Sunday night. I don't think that's the Monday night game.
They play the Steelers on Sunday.
They play the Steelers on Sunday, and so I think a lot of people are going to be interested to watch that one now because like is Devontae playing right?
Yep.
Because he did.
He was. I saw him on the podcast. Oh well, it's a show, I should say. He was right there, ready to go. Aaron was doing his usual show with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, come on in here," and here he was. Devontae was already in there.
But did he have a quote unquote ankle injury?
The hamstring? It was a hamstring.
It was something
wrong with that, dude.
It was something wrong with that. It was funny because, and you see everybody talking about on Twitter. It's like somehow he's good to go now. Yeah. And I even saw Pierce say he was like, "We'll be fine." The remark that he said after he said like, "We haven't had Devontae for a couple weeks. We'll be fine without him." Seems like everybody was like a mutual parting. It seems like the rumors are that him and Pierce weren't necessarily getting along the best anyway. So they mutually part ways. I'm excited to see him. They play the Steelers. Who you got in that game? Jets, Steelers.
Jets. I think it should be a game. It should be fun to watch as well because Russ is starting to get. I think he's going to get that start as well. But on that game, I'm going with the Jets. Just Russ trying to get out there for the first time. He's going to probably have a little, be rusty.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a mess for the Steelers. They're going to start. We'll put Justin Fields back in. It's going to be a mess. But I'm going to take Jets there.
And they were saying Mike Williams, I think he has a weird situation going, but I guess he wouldn't be at practice this week. So I feel like they're going to end up trading him.
Yeah, Mike's very likely gone. I honestly think team I think he should go to is the Chargers. Go back where he started. They don't really have a lot of receiving help. He was his best when he was at the Chargers. Familiarity there with Justin Herbert as quarterback. I think you should try and aim to go back over there. Honestly.
It's weird too because at one point in time I think him and Deshaun came out the same year in the draft, both out of Clemson, off the national championship game, and you just see like both of these guys. Now obviously one was due to injury, one was due to like legal reasons and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But it's like you look at those guys. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Speaking of last week, go check out last week's episode for more of that from Tyren. But you just kind of look at it now and it's like, wow, these dudes were at one point I wouldn't know if Mike's at the top league, but one of the better receivers in the league. And now it's just carrying down. He's from Lake Marion, South Carolina, as a matter of fact. I think I forgot the name of the school. I saw him play high school basketball state championship game. Big dude, obviously great hands. And we'll see what happens with him in the future. But like I say, probably won't be a Jet forever. Another big receiver move, Amari Cooper to the Bills. He'll join Keon Coleman. Obviously, Josh Allen. What you think about that?
That's a good move for them. Another team that's kind of a receiver. They kind of strapped the receiver prior to him getting there. I know they got they let Gabe Davis walk. Stephon, he's gone. So they tried to replace him with the rookie Keon Coleman, but he's still a rookie. He's not a guy that like really creates a lot of separation.
Yeah.
And then so with that they got Josh running around trying to find guys. He's still trying to get Dalton Kincaid involved in the tight end. I like Kincaid. I think he's probably his best pass catching option on the team, but. They didn't really have any guys that could beat somebody on the outside, especially versus press man coverage.
Yeah,
that's why I think Amari Cooper comes in. He's a route runner, has had some problems catching the ball.
Like when he was at job with the Cowboys.
Yeah, honestly, his whole career he's had an issue with drops. But I mean, talk about route running, ability to get open, get downfield. He definitely should be able to help out the Bills in that regard. Cool guy too, a good locker room guy. Doesn't really cry or complain. Not a diva.
Yeah.
But definitely a good pickup. And they got him for, his salary was, I think I saw it's going to be a salary like $655,000, something. So that's a nice little move for them. And, gave up a third-round pick for him. That lets you know that they're in now mode up in Buffalo.
Was he originally drafted to the Raiders?
Originally, yes.
I remember they said that at one point, because he's having problems with the Raiders and drop stuff, they reached out to Alabama. They're like, yo, is this guy a good guy? Like, what's the deal? Yeah. That's what y'all got him in Dallas.
Yep.
Then he goes to Cleveland, and like I was saying before, Deshaun situation isn't really working out the best right now. So, hey, he heads out there to Buffalo, play with Josh Allen. I'm going to get a little cold out there, but, he'll be ready for the battle. See what happens with that. Now we go to the topic, to the reason why Tyren is not wearing the Cowboys hat. So, Tyren, what happened against Detroit, man?
Bro. We got steamrolled.
Okay.
We got dogged.
Yep.
Detroit, we just too weak. And Mike McCarthy was like, oh, you better be careful when you use the word soft. No, this is a great time to use the word soft. Use soft all over the place. We soft on our, let's just start with the team. Actually, let's start with the ownership. Ownership, soft. Yeah. Jerry Jones getting on the radio and talking to the people like, oh, you gonna ask me favorable questions, or I'll go have somebody else ask me questions. Yeah. That's soft. If your team is terrible and you're the owner and you're the GM, you gotta take the good with the bad. And right now we're bad. They're gonna ask you. There's their job to ask you questions about what happened. What do you think you can fix? What do you plan to fix going forward? That's normal, basic questions. Okay, flip it on them and that's a softer response.
Yeah.
And the fact that he's reluctant to get any help ever outside of the building, that's soft. He only wants to pay guys that he's drafted.
Yeah.
And you can only if you want to build your team through the draft only, it's gonna be real hard to build your team.
It's a Dallas Sweeney effect. No portal.
Yeah.
No portal. We just I've drafted this kid out of Washington State University. This our guy.
Yeah, it's silly. So that's a soft. To me, that's soft ownership. He used to go out there and take chances.
Yeah.
And be a daredevil and say, I'm gonna go get this guy. I'm gonna pay this guy. He even took that. We got Deion Sanders, and we wanted to trade for. He wanted to make the trade for, the defensive end that was playing for the 49ers at the time. I can't remember his name. Mean dude. Got kind of crazy.
Oh, I know who exactly.
Made the trade. Got him to
Alden Smith?
No. Well, we got him too. But no. Other dude, 90s. We're talking about when we won a championship.
Oh, he's on the 90s. I'm talking about recent. Okay.
Yeah.
From a time.
He went out there and he basically was a guy with the daredevil, make trades, do anything to improve the team. Now he's got a soft approach. If I don't draft him, I don't really want him. And then if I pay somebody, I'm only paying the guys we draft. It's just a flawed way to think of it. So that's soft there. Let's take it even further south. So since he's soft, we got this soft-ass defensive line. And the defensive line, they just get moved.
Yeah.
And our line get moved more than U-Haul. And everybody just come through and just move us out the way. The running backs don't get touched until probably 5-6 yards down the field.
Yeah.
That's just soft. And then, of course, in football, the first thing you want to do is build the lines. So one thing is you can't really do anything on offense, can't do no defense. If you get moved and you ain't doing no moving.
Yeah.
And on offensive line, we ain't doing no moving.
Y'all used to be the Great Wall of Dallas.
Yeah, that wall ain't been great. And probably since like 2014, 2016, that's when it's been truly great.
Yeah.
Since then, it's been just makeshift, just trying to keep it together. Zach Martin, he's been there. He's one of our best. He's Hall of Fame career, but even he had probably his worst game I've ever seen. Yeah. He was getting worked. Yeah. So it's just soft, and soft teams get stepped on. So we got soft. Last year we used to do this to teams. When they were soft, we would just go out and just smack.
Yeah, y'all were.
So now we're getting smacked.
Yeah,
that's us.
It's like Dan Campbell, coach of the Lions, right?
Right.
It's like Dan. Yeah. You think about him, his mentality and stuff. It's like, we go step on those that need to be stepped on. They get their stuff right. Yeah. Hey, Detroit Lions move on to 4-1 on the year. Cowboys dropped to 3-3. If you look at the game line, 7-3 at the end of the first quarter. Then the Lions put up 20 before the half.
Yep, you could pull out, and honestly, it was running trick plays. That's what we need to get, first of all. The coach, the offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson. So Mike McCarthy, if he keeps this up, they probably gonna let him go. He's gonna be fired. So I already got who I want.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy, he's out. Ben Johnson, how you doing? Robert Saleh, heard it was sad to see you go there with the Jets having hard times out in New York. Well, property tax a lot better out in Dallas. Well, not property tax. I'm sorry. Income tax a lot better out in Dallas. We got no state income tax.
No state tax.
Yeah, come on out to Dallas. I'll take you as defensive coordinator, and we can rebuild the team and. Hopefully one of y'all can say something to Jerry, because every time I say something, he don't hear it, and can't nobody else tell him nothing. So Ben Johnson, Robert Saleh, that's why I want to be on the team.
That's crazy. You already made. Hey, we're not even halfway through this. You've already made your picks for who you want next year.
Assuming we, ain't gonna fix nothing, which you probably know, because we ain't gonna trade deadline guys in. We're gonna stick to the same team. McCarthy gone. Ben Johnson, how you doing?
Good. First day on the job. Get your hat. Let's get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so crazy to see there. The Cowboys, the big loss. I think that sends shocks through Cowboy Nation right there. I mean, obviously not playing the best this year, but just to see that kind of into the Lions, who have won, the Lions have completely been rebranded. Right. They used to be the team, like I said, it used to be us, and now they've clearly have went up. But it looks like y'all have a bye week this week.
Yeah, we can't lose this week. Yep. That's the only thing good about this week is that we can't lose. So what I did, I still ain't gonna run the Cowboys. I want to grab me a Mavericks hat. Somebody that's actually been to a championship within the last 30 years.
Yeah,
it's been too long for us. So, I'm go Mavs.
And so y'all got the Masters to watch some preseason basketball exhibitions. Y'all buy this week and y'all play the 49ers, so it does not get. You got some time to prepare.
They might score 60.
Yeah.
We was already doing trick plays and laterals with Ben Johnson. They don't tell them what they might do to us. If they really wanted to, they probably could score 60 if they wanted to.
Hey, they look at that game film. They go, "We're gonna have a good time."
Yeah.
Folks, there's no reason for us to worry here. So let's move forward real quickly to this. I want to talk about this for a second. Spencer Rattler got the start. It's crazy. Spencer Rattler. We were talking about him earlier. Started off at Oklahoma. I think they won like one of the New Year's Six bowl games. Then he didn't perform what they thought he would, especially being a highly talented guy. Went to South Carolina. Didn't have great years at South Carolina. I think he played all right, but it just problems around him. But ends up getting to rejuvenate his career in the SEC. Goes to the Saints. They said he had an absolutely great preseason camp. Shoot, next thing you know, he's starting. So he got to start this week. It was against the Bucs. Against the Bucs. What do you think about Spencer Rattler?
Average start. Considering he's a rookie, first start ever, he looked, formidable out there. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
He threw a couple passes. I think he had like 2 interceptions on the day.
Yeah.
But he was able to score a touchdown as well. So he wasn't all bad. He just kind of looked like a rookie out there, but something that he looked like something you can build on.
So you can work with.
Yeah, definitely looked like somebody you can work with. So I kind of like what I saw. He's not really the tallest guy, but he really didn't look that small. You know? He's got good arm strength on him, good pocket mobility. Definitely somebody you can build on and work with. I would say the next couple of weeks, it looked like Derek Carr's going to miss some time, so definitely a game he can build on.
And now you got their first game jitters gone in the NFL, not playing preseason. There's really live bullets going on. He went 22 for 40 for 243 yards, so a little bit less than, a little more than 50% completion. Mm-hmm. 1 touchdown, did have the 2 interceptions. All right, Tyren.
Yeah.
Before we get up out of here, though, we got 2 money line picks for you. 49ers Chiefs this week. Who you got Sunday?
Give me 49ers.
This is a rematch of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowls. You got 49ers?
Going 49ers is in San Fran.
Let's check that out.
In the area.
That's going to be interesting because obviously Christian McCaffrey's still not back yet.
Yeah, Jordan Mason is he was kind of banged up, but he think he might play. He had a little shoulder injury.
Yeah, that game is going to be in San Francisco, in California.
Yep, I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the 49ers there.
Chiefs undefeated.
Yeah. They got to lose somebody. Chiefs still best team in the league, best situational team in the league. They always find a way to win games.
Yeah.
Find a way to piss me off. But, I got them losing this week. Defensive game, a little bit of a get back or the rematch. And so I think they'll be able to. I think the 49ers are going to score, probably around 24 points.
Okay.
Chiefs be around somewhere around 17 to 20.
I bet a lot. I think I lost a lot of money betting against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So I'm going Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to see him get the win this week. We're going to see what happens. See, I need your boy from Texas to go crazy.
Xavier?
Yeah, Xavier to go crazy.
So he is worthy.
My
dog X is worthy.
All right, moving forward. Ravens, Bucks. Who you got Monday night?
Ravens, Bucks. On the doubleheader.
Bucks, they say Baker's been playing really well this year.
He has been. Very well. Nice balance attack with the rush as well. 2 running backs there. Gonna go with the Ravens.
I'm going Ravens too. I like watching the Ravens play.
Yeah.
It's just an interesting style of football. It's like right now they're first in the AFC North. That's the late game. That's Sunday night game.
Lamar, he be fucking up the NFC. His record against the NFC is like crazy. I think he lost maybe twice.
Yeah.
In his career.
So we had the NFC. Easy does. We only have the tough games out there in the AFC.
Yeah.
But I'm going Ravens too in that one. I think that's about it on the lineup. No, we had to cover a lot there.
Yeah.
Seems like that was nothing but time right there. But make sure y'all follow the Instagram account, Bucket Sports _.
Yeah.
Find your
yes, sir.
Follow your.
Follow us. Hit us up on Bucket Sports. We're gonna be in Tucson for the game this weekend. Go Colorado. Hit me up. Let me know. I'm Priceless Dog on Instagram. Hit me up. Send me some different places you want to eat out there. That's good. Place to drink. That's good. I'll be down. And yeah.
We'll be out there.
Texas, big game from y'all. Need it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's see if Kirby can do it. Oh, by the way, I'm at Matt the One on Instagram. At Matt the One _ I think I just changed it recently. If you don't feel like hitting Tyren up, his account's on private. We need the subscribers to go up so I can get Tyren off of the private Instagram.
Actually, I don't even know Instagram that much. You know, I think it's unpriceless_dog. That's what it is. Big dog. It's unpriceless_dog. Hit me up on there. And if I like what your profile pic look like, I might accept it. No, I'm just playing. No, hit me up.
I'm excited regardless.
Yeah. I'm excited regardless.
All right, man. That's it for us this week. Peace.
Yes, sir. Bucket.